Maria back with another video. It's 10:35 a.m. Happy Monday morning to the targeted individuals that are watching my channel. But this video is not necessarily for you, but you are more than welcome to listen in on it if you choose to. This video is for the haters. And I know I've been going on about, this issue for like the last, since 2015, okay? As I've unraveled the mystery behind all of this, over 1,200 videos. I'm really impressed, But when you're dealing with, I think this information is good for targeted individuals. When you're dealing with gang stalking, you have to be on it. I mean, you really have to start doing research and start thinking back. And so I do encourage all targeted individuals to make videos so that they can help themselves get out of this labyrinth. At least make it a little bit better for yourself, because things need to be put into perspective. And one way of putting things into perspective is through restraining orders. Now, I had went to the courthouse to get restraining orders, which I put them in place, but some of them were partially put in place, and some of them I just pulled back because I want to make it very clear that I'm not playing around. I'm not. And just as easy as I put that restraining order on the first time, I am more than willing to go back and reinforce it if necessary. That means, and I want to make this very clear, that if I even feel or sense that there's a perp coming near me with any sort of intention, or I feel any uneasiness whatsoever, I will march my ass right back to that courthouse. And if we have to take it beyond this, the step of restraining orders, we'll take it to full-blown court. Because I want to make sure that I'm done. Okay, and when I talk about restraining orders, I'm not just talking about my family, which they will get all restraining orders put on them. That goes for them, their spouses, and their children. Okay, I'm not fucking playing around with these people. And there is no love there. So there is no sympathy for whatever hole you dug for yourself. I'm sorry, you're going to have to live in it. Because I'm not responsible for your problems. And I'm not responsible to handle issues that you've created for yourself through your own jealousy. Okay? Now, I have pretty much lost the majority of my life. I am 52 years old. Okay? 52 years old. And for the majority of my life, I have been battling these demons. And I am done. Don't think that I care one lick about you. Okay? And there's no way in the world. I don't care if you're sorry. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I let you off one time because I did it because I cared about the person who wanted me to not initiate it. Okay? But at this point, I will even override him. I'm done. Done. Okay, this goes for the employers as well. I will put a fucking restraining order on these people. And I'm talking about Karen, I'm talking about Steve Murray. I don't give a fuck. I will put a restraining order on them as well. Okay, there is specific information in these restraining orders that address this issue. Okay, I bet you didn't expect to actually see that, to where I can prevent you from communicating to me through other people as well. I'm done. Okay, so yeah, restraining orders are something that I'm not afraid to do. Okay, and I'm not afraid to throw it. Like I said, I don't want to hear your shit or see your shit. Okay, I don't feel guilty about setting boundaries. And I don't think that people should feel guilty about saying, you know what, I'm tired of being abused. I'm tired of being somebody's puppet. And I want to tell you right now, okay, I'm sorry if you don't like things that you, in my life, what you have a problem with, and I'm not just talking about my warped ex-blood relations, and their spouses and their children, which, like I said, I will put restraining orders on all of them. I don't give a shit. You understand, people with that sort of behavior terrify the shit out of me. You're sex traffickers. Okay, and some of the things that I've gained through my knowledge these downloads that I get, and also reflecting back on memories of things that have happened that should have made sense to me at that time. So I'm coming to full realization of exactly how warped you are. It's funny when you're younger, you look at things, people say things, they do things. And I remember one time when I was at my siblings' house for one of the holiday dinners. I remember my oldest sister, Tanya, was looking at me, and the way she looked at me, and I remember thinking, why is she looking at me that way? And then it took me till now to figure it out. You know what I mean? That these people hate who I am. They hate what I look like because they're not happy with who they are. And I'm sorry if you're not. I'm sorry if you've made choices in your life that you're not happy with. I'm not responsible for your problems. I'm not responsible for you being misled into believing and thinking that you were some sort of superpower and that you had some sort of right over me. That's not my fucking problem. You people are an abomination, basically, is what you are. You are a fucking abomination. And so is your mother. Okay? So I don't have any compassion for you. I don't care about you. I don't wish you, I don't sit here and try to focus on negative shit to happen to you. But if you are suffering from some sort of karma, you brought that shit on yourself. Okay? I never asked you to tag along. You've played this tag along game your entire life, and you need to fucking grow up. Okay? School days are over. Okay? And your need to fucking control. Like everybody, I've garnered a lot from these online tarot things that have been coming on. Okay? And I've listened to some of these videos, and sometimes, like lately, it's not that I wonder exactly how deep this shit goes. And I'm sure at some point I would get downloads myself, but some of this makes me wonder. I mean, I understand these people are very perverted. They are distorted, they're perverted. Now, I understand people have their sexual fetishes or whatever, okay? But I don't want that, okay? And I am not interested in that sort of lifestyle. I am appalled by it. Okay, it goes against everything that I believe in. Okay, and you can believe what you want to, but you leave me out of the fucking equation. I don't give a fuck about you at all. That's not a joke. It's serious. It's serious. You have led so many people astray with your little mask, your hate campaign of religion, and your warped ideas of what a family is. Okay, you have a cult, is what you have. Okay, and it's your choice if you want to live in that way. Okay, now we're going back to the tarot readings. Okay, now, once I popped on that one tarot reading, of course, all the other ones start popping up. So some of this might apply to me, and some of it may not. Okay, and I'm not somebody who like I said, believes well, I shouldn't say believe, because I understand people can't get on their messages through those means. I understand that tarot has been around for thousands of years. So I do understand that people utilize this tool. Some people have, their opinions on tarot cards, and they have the right to do that, okay? But I'm listening to it because I understand that what happened to me went all around the world. So my story is well known by a lot of people, okay? And possibly there could be some sort of cosmic thing that goes on where, other people's experiences are being mirrored. Not necessarily in the same situation where people harassing me over certain issues, but they might be getting harassed over other issues. They might be dealing with corrupt, domestic abuse, like people trying to control your future and that sort of stuff. That goes on with a lot of people. That's one of the reasons why there are restraining orders and stuff like that. So anyway, going back to it, I digress. So some of these things that these people are saying, okay, like for example, they were saying that there's some of these enemies. They refer to them as karmics. Okay, these karmics are throwing black magic spells at me. Okay, and see, when people talk about black magic, Black magic, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to put on a black cloak, go out to nature, sacrifice something to send someone negativity. Okay, you can think negative thoughts about other people, okay, and direct it towards them by focusing on them. These people don't like me. They don't like my views in life. Actually, I think they do like my views in life, and they're jealous of it. Okay, they don't like the way that I look because it makes them feel insecure about themselves. And also, I do believe that they felt like, well, I'm gonna if she doesn't change who she is, well then we don't want her part. I don't want to be a fucking part of the family. I don't give a fuck. Everything in my life, looking back, even though it didn't register in my mind, everything in my mind knew that I was an individual from the very get-go. This is one of the reasons why I was bullied in school and stuff. So no, I don't give, I don't care. If you feel as though, well, I'm going to threaten her and she can't, we're going to ignore me. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about having a friendship with you. You don't mean shit to me, especially now. you know and so people on the outside, they don't understand, well, family bonds and family. When you talk about family, maybe you have a good family, maybe your family has this mutual understanding and appreciation for there's love in your family. And if you have one of those families, thank goodness that you do. You know what I mean? Be glad that you do, but you need to understand that a lot of people don't. A lot of people they come from abusive homes. Okay, and at some point, people put a stop to it. Like when I was, younger, I thought about, and I didn't, it just flashed through my mind. The reason why it flashed through my mind at the time is because I wanted my own little apartment. I wanted my own space, that, sort of thing. But I really didn't like dealing with my mom. But I do remember the thought of being emancipated when I was younger. Okay, but as an adult, I don't have to be emancipated. By the time I'm 18 years old, my life is mine. Okay, and your life was yours. I'm referring to my fucked up siblings. Your life was yours. Okay, and what you chose to do with it, that's your problem. You spent so much time, spying, manipulating, getting into my social circle, edging your way in, convincing people, bringing up your bullshit. I'm not responsible for your bullshit. And I'm just disgusted that these people were fooled by these rotten people. Really. Okay. I don't give a fuck about these people at all, Anyway, so yeah, I'm serious about that, this is my life, you know what I mean? This is my life. I have the right to live it. I have the right to have my own views. I have the right to express myself how I choose to, and I feel as though when people put ultimatums on people, like, you either do this sort of form of manipulation. It's considered emotional manipulation. It's only emotional if you give a shit. I don't give a fuck about these people. Now, let's just say, for example, there was someone I really cared about, which I will tell you right now in my life, I care about very little people. Okay? I mean, very fucking little people. But if I did care about somebody and they said, you know what, if you don't do this, then we're done. Then you know what, that's sad, but sometimes that's just the way it is. Because the purpose in life is to live your life to its fullest. To live it to its fullest. To the best of your ability. Okay? And you don't need to be around people who obstruct or oppose that. You want to live in harmony, so you need to gravitate towards people who do. Now, I understand there's times where you make compromises. You make compromises for people you give a shit about. Okay, I don't give a shit about you. And if you haven't understood that, then a restraining order might help you understand that. Or taking this to full-blown court. And you know what? I know you guys owe me a lot. Okay, and that includes the employers as well. Yeah. Actually, you guys owe me fucking millions. Just for the time that I fucking wasted. I know that when you're in these little forms of arguments, you want to get in arguments and you want to do all of this sort of stuff about, well, and they'll try to come up with justifications as to why they do the things that they do, and I understand. You know what? I'm looking back on my life, and I understand the obstacles that were created for me. Okay, I had problems in school because of these same rotten people. Okay. I have been running in terror, trying to figure out why is it that everything goes fucking wrong for me. And I've come to full realization that my life has been wasted on wicked people. Yeah, it's the damn truth. The damn truth. You know, I think they want to be the kind of people who want to show off in my face, because this is what's been, you know, shown to me and through different people in forms of street theater. You know, I don't care what other people have. I really don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I understand there's wealthy people who have far more than me. It's like, you know, I never wasted my time feeling jealous of like people like Queen Elizabeth. To me, she's the queen. She's been that way. She comes from a royal bloodline. She's got all of this stuff. But I've heard people, you know, on lower levels, meaning like just regular people in society, don't have titles or whatever, feel jealous and talk about the jealousy that they felt towards the queen. And I think it's kind of silly because to me, I guess I just accept who I am in life. This is I am. I'm just a regular person. I mean, even in the grand scheme of things, regardless of my spiritual gifts or whatever, in the grand scheme of things, I am a person who just basically makes average money and lives a basic life. You know what I mean? I tend to gravitate towards things that are within my reach. Now, some people they feel as though they need to reach for these like, you know, expensive stuff and all this other stuff, and that's great. If you have it, wonderful. But my life does not feel affected because I don't. Because I really do believe in the spiritual things with bright, shiny colors. Like I can go to the dollar store and see like a little blue candle holder, and I can get just as much joy as somebody who purchased a $5,000 vase. Okay? I'm grateful for what I do have. And that's enough for me. It's enough for me. You know? I don't need people trying to make me feel bad. I don't need that because I don't care. You know what I mean? I understand what comes with all of that stuff. You want to do that? You want to sit here, work yourself to death, for be unappreciative, hardly have any time for yourself. People disrespect you, and you're supposed to suck it up. It's not fucking worth it to me. How about that? Okay, I don't, and you know, anyway, I don't want to go into it. I've already said enough. Okay, this includes my siblings, their children, their children's children. I don't give a fuck about you, especially now. Now, and like I said, you know, my previous employers, like I said, I'm done. I don't want to deal with flying monkeys. So, like I said, don't fucking ruffle my feathers. If I go to the store and then I see somebody says something dumb to me, like something that even fucking triggers me just a little bit, I will march down to that courthouse and I will throw it back on because I know who's the originator of it. Do not fuck with me. At all. At all. You know, you've set a very bad example. And I'm going to talk to some of the people who have listened to these people, okay, and thought that these people were right or whatever. I'm going to address this issue right now. You may be conflicted because, you know, you're like, well, this person used you. Okay? They will use any means necessary to win their fucking game. And you were just a pawn in it. You were just a piece. You were just somebody that they used and manipulated by telling you lies or having them work through you. There is no emotional bond. They don't give a fuck about you. Period. You know, I am sick and tired of dealing with these people. In my mind, they should be all placed in front of a firing squad. And I would watch. I would watch. And people, do you think I'm kidding? I am not fucking kidding. At all. At all. I remember the time I went over there to see my mom. And then I went over and stopped at my sister's house, and that dumb look on their fucking face, like, oh, we don't know what you're doing. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You're guilty as fuck. Guilty as fuck. Tanya, her husband, all of these people. I'm talking about Joel. I'm talking about his girlfriend or wife, whatever she is. I'm talking about Bruce. I'm talking about all these people. All of them. And I will throw restraining orders on your ass, too. I am sick and damn tired of people thinking that I'm some sort of object that needs to be possessed. I don't want any of you guys. And once again, stop the delusion. Oh, well, we had good times before I had to tap in, before I had to sit there and think about the things that really happened. Huh? The only thing I've changed in my life is the need to see the importance of these boundaries that should be established and should be kept. Okay? I've woken up to the fact of what these people really are. You're sick and you're perverted. I have no place in your world, and you have no place in mine. Okay, I don't think that sort of lifestyle, and I'm not bashing it. Like, people want to have sex with a bunch of people, and they're bisexual and they're whatever, and you're sexually explorative, and you don't care who and what you sleep with. That's your thing. You have every right to live your life however you want to, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, and it's consensual. But it's not consensual with me. I don't consent to that. Okay, and you get these perverted people who want to, like, ask me, well, how come you're not, you're not interested in relationships and blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm dealing with something that disgusts me. Disgust me. Okay, I'm not incestuous. I don't believe in incest. Okay, at all. I don't believe in it, and I don't support it, and that's my personal preference. You keep pressing the issue, I'm going to pretty much title you as a fucking rapist. Okay, and when somebody gives you that sort of explanation, it should be enough. End of discussion. You try to press it. Why are you trying to manipulate, coerce me? Sex traffickers is what you are. Now, also, people are like, well, you need to hurry and think about getting married. I'm not getting married to anybody within this community, or, you have to be careful, especially when you are somebody who has been overexposed, like this Karen Johnson did with her illegal operation, and then my fucking flying monkeys having people spy them, all this other stuff. People are going to have, you've created something in people where they're going to have an interest in me for all the wrong reasons. Okay? I know what I'm doing. I always knew that my path was solitary. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that I would never, ever, 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 ever in a million years get married, but that's not my fucking focus right now. You know what I mean? And it's stupid and foolish to sit here and think that you can trust people, especially now. You know what I mean? Don't worry about my fucking love life or my lack of love life. It's none of your fucking business. It's none of your fucking business. And I would tell you right now, I would not be with anybody who would want to associate with you. How about that? Because you're going to try to worm your influence in, and you're going to turn somebody that might be a decent person into a goddamn demon. Okay, I understand the scope of gang stalking. I understand what it is, what it does, and what it creates for a person and their life path. Okay, now that's not to say that I won't be friends with people in the community, or be nice and friendly and have a decent exchange with people. Okay, but still, my guards are up. And I have to protect myself from people who are going to abuse me. Okay, your fucking game is basically over. Meaning, I'm not fucking putting up with it anymore. Okay, I don't feel sympathy for any of you. And I'm not going to sit here and make concessions because I'm trying to, ease someone else's pain or whatever. I've been in pain pretty much all my life. I've been thinking a lot about, how the competition has been, and I never meant it to be a competition. You know what I mean? I remember growing up, I would have had probably a decent life. I know I would have had a better life had I never had anything to do with these people. Had I not had these fucking rotten pieces of shit siblings and that fucked up mother. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, this is how it works. It's like, this is a part of my existence. This is how I came into being. You know what I mean? I don't owe my family shit. Nothing. Okay? By the time I was 18 years old, I was out of there. My mother gave birth to me, whether she wanted me or not. Okay? She conceived me. She had me. And it's it. I'm done. I'm an adult. She was a very lost person. And she created these fucking monsters that I want nothing to do with. And I don't care. And I know that these people have created all kinds of evil and demons in these people. And like I said, I don't have a problem confronting people and putting them in their place. I don't have a problem with that. I'm sorry if you don't like the way that I live my life. Actually, I'm not sorry. I don't have anything to apologize for. You know what I mean? I don't want to be around people that disgust me. You know what I mean? That's disgusting to me. Your form of sexuality disgusts me. Okay? Now, whatever, I mean, I don't really, I'm not, sex has never really been like a priority with me. Um, but, you know, it certainly is not incestuous. And it's not somebody who is, you know, polygamist or whatever. And I'm not judging polygamous people because, like I said, you know, as long as you're 18 years, over 18 years old, and you're at least following the guidelines of the law or whatever, hey, I don't have a beef with you. You know what I mean? And even if you were breaking the law of polygamy, like having more than one registered wife or whatever, that's your choice. Okay? And if you get caught doing that, that's your choice. You stepped into that. Okay? Don't fucking involve me into your shit. Okay? Constantly trying to push me into something that I'm disgusted by is very rapey. It is just flat out rapey, you know? And I'm disgusted by these people. Disgusted, you know? Absolutely disgusted. Anyway, and so back to the restraining orders. Yes, I would get restraining orders on these people, and I would be willing to take this to full-blown court. Because when you really think about it, I don't care. Like, I know they're like, well, she doesn't have a bachelor's degree. She didn't have this. Okay, first of all, number one, I never wanted you to be part of my employment. Okay, so stop trying to make that the focus. The focus was you were never supposed to be fucking in part of my fucking like employment or my career at all. You came over here and made this issue. And you wanted to show off because I understand, you know, Tanya and possibly my nephew Nathaniel, they got their degrees and they're proud of themselves, okay? But they're doing this because they've become pretentious. It's made them pretentious. They feel like, oh, see now I'm getting closer, or at least they feel like I'm getting closer to being that somebody in society because they have an idea of what a somebody is. A somebody has this, and this, and they respect what is of the world. And don't get me wrong, I understand that education is important. I am not knocking education by any means, okay? Because everybody should be educated. I do believe that there's other methods of getting educated, but I understand that this particular, like, bachelor's, master's degrees, they hear them like, oh, wow, that's nice, that's great, and they feel a certain sense of respect for these people. It's a part of a social status type thing, okay? But I know, and I always knew, even when I was a little kid, like I remember figuring this out when I was like in 6th grade. I kept thinking, couldn't a person teach themselves the same shit? And they can, okay? And in this situation, when I'm observing, you know, people who have positions of power and people who have what they call impressive like CEO jobs and all this other stuff, I have come to understand that a lot of these people don't know shit. Okay? I'm not impressed with those titles. That's something that you value. Stop placing your value system onto me. I don't care. I'm not impressed with that. You can tell me that you have a PhD. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Unless, of course, you can prove to me that you can use that knowledge. I mean, like, you understand how to utilize that knowledge. Now, school knowledge is about this. It's about learning, retention, and output. Okay? Now, like I said, the retention for most of these people was only there after they took the test. They took the test and they forgot every goddamn thing. And if that's not the situation, like I said, then you're fucking corrupt. Because I know certain people, and I'm not going to mention any names, who have a title that I'm fucking not impressed with. So I've seen this throughout the entire course of my gang stalking reinforce the same thought that I had when I was younger. Okay? This is what it's about. It's about title. I'm not interested in status. Okay? But I am interested in pursuing my goals. And whatever those goals may be, that's for me. My life is for me. I thought the 1 minute that I was going to I would not fucking merge forces with you motherfuckers at all. And the reasons why is because you don't share the same values as me. Okay? I believe that my value, my views, my beliefs, my ideas, my thoughts, my dreams, and my goals and my visions are in alignment with very many people, such as myself, who have special gifts. This is who I am. Okay? I don't see things the way that you do. And I never have. Never have. Okay, and it's not my responsibility to carry the weight of your fucking problems. It's not my responsibility to sit here and say I believe in something when I don't. It's not my responsibility to sit here and try to project myself as somebody who has it all. You know, I don't need to live in a fucking beautiful home. If a beautiful home comes to my way one day, then that's great. Personally, what I would be content with, even if I was a gazillionaire, okay, I would be happy with one of those little tiny homes. I don't need a fucking bunch of shit to be happy. Facts. Now, there's nothing wrong with people who do like their little material things, but if that's what you like, that's what you like. Okay? I just got a car recently, and I'm sorry I got one. Actually, I've had this car for about a year. I'm sorry I had it. You know why? Because it's another fucking car payment that I don't really fucking want to make. You know what I mean? I figured the less fucking financial responsibilities that I have, the better off I am. I don't need all that shit. Seriously. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I'm dead serious about that. And I want the people who have watched this, the people who are target individuals themselves, to learn from this issue. You know what I mean? You need to work on protecting yourselves. You need to figure out exactly who's hurting you. And once you do, I mean, you take that no-nonsense approach. You've got to. And you can't, and don't sit here and let your emotions like override it. I will tell you, I don't have any emotions overriding anything. Like, oh, but that's your brother, or that's your, I don't give a fuck who you are. Okay? You're a demonic force. Period. And you were from the very time I can fucking remember. But looking back, I fucking see that shit. You know what I mean? Those smart ass things that you, okay, like I remember, you know, my brother never had any respect for anyone. He does not have any sense of morality. None. And I remember, like, when we were younger, it would be close to dinner time, and he would demand my mother to get the food ready in time. And I would sit there, and I would laugh because it's like, wait, you know, aren't we supposed to be respectful to our mother? Even though my mother, you know, ultimately turned out to be a piece of shit. Still, as a young kid, I kept thinking, why is he talking to my mother that way? He always had this weird, warped sense of entitlement. Okay? You don't have the entitlement. You don't have the right to do anything. Okay? Stop trying to make people your minions and trying to bully people and trying to coerce people and force people to do shit. Okay? Something is wrong with this person. You know what I mean? And I've learned enough. Okay? So anyway, you know, these tarot readings, there's times where I get at night, you know, and I'm talking softly, okay? I'm referring to like target individuals and people who are kind of neutral and just kind of listening to my channel. At night I get really bored, okay? So I usually play like my little games. I have a few games apps on my phone, which I do recommend the little Exolotl app because it is really cute and it does cheer me up. But anyway, but I have been watching some of these videos. Not that I think I do it out of boredom, but it is interesting for me to know because you start thinking maybe these situations don't involve me, but it makes you think, okay, about the situation and the people that are involved. You know what I mean? And some of these things that they're talking about, they must be very common. You know, you got these people who get obsessed with you and they want to bully you and they feel jealous of you. You know, if you feel unhappy about something, like if you feel jealous of me, then I think you need to work on yourselves. It's really that simple. You know what I mean? I know that you don't like who I am, and you don't like my clothes, and you don't like my this, and you don't like my that. And this going back to my brother, you know, speaking up to my mother when he has no right to. First of all, as crappy as my mother was, that was her house. Okay, really, it was my dad's house. Okay, and so my mom was, of course, one of those women who took her role as a wife, and she was supposed to preside over the children, which she did so poorly. Okay, but still, should have been respect in that household. He had no right to speak to my mother that way. You have no fucking right to speak to your fucking mom. The woman who's putting fucking food in your mouth, you don't have any fucking right to speak to her that way. And this is why I kind of laughed when I was a kid, because I knew he put boundaries. He had no sense of respect for anybody. Okay? And the same shit goes now. You don't belong in my fucking life, dude. You don't. And you're not welcome. So this is what it's about, targeted individuals. It's about understanding what these people's intentions were. And the pain that they are causing you, you cannot let anything or think that, oh, well, I miss this person, and this person, I cared about this person, and and this, I have an emotional bond. If you have an emotional bond to somebody who is trying to kill you, then you got a problem. You got a problem. You need to wake the fuck up, is what you do. And I say this in a very lovingly way, but I'm using the F word to get you jump started. Okay? Because you cannot allow yourself to be hurt like that. Okay? Somebody who trivializes your life or tries to make a competition of your life to the point of where they threaten your life by creating hatred in other people. Hey, I got cut off there. Yeah, that's a hate crime. That's a hate crime. Somebody bullying you because they don't like you the way you view God. Somebody who hates you because they want you to change, your clothes. They don't like your hair. They don't like your this. You are no one to me for me to make those changes. You're not. And that goes for your fucking minions, Bruce's family, Joel, whoever. This is my fucking life. How dare you try to tell me what I'm supposed to look like, or who I'm supposed to represent? I represent me. My failures and my accomplishments do not belong to the Gordon family. I'm done. Whatever I do I never had any intentions of what I do to contribute, again, to the Gordon family plot, business, or whatever you guys think you guys are doing. You've got problems, mental problems. You're sitting here trying to get me locked up or make people think that something's wrong with me. There ain't a damn thing wrong with me. Not a damn fucking thing. Okay? I'm just somebody who recognizes what abuse is, and I'm addressing it. I'm addressing it. So anyway, targeted individuals, I hope you learn from this lesson, that you're going to have some haters, and your haters need not be feared, because you have the right to live your life. You need to identify them, and you need to wage war on them if necessary. I'm going to wrap this video up. Take care.